Hey guys, in this video I'm going to give you a brief introduction about SonarQube, and also I'm going to show you how you can set up SonarQube and do some code analysis using SonarQube on your favorite operating system. So let's get started and let's see what is SonarQube. So SonarQube is an open source platform designed for continuous inspection of code quality. That means it plays a crucial role in development lifecycle by identifying and addressing potential issues early on, ensuring the delivery of high quality software. Now let's see what are some of the features of SonarQube. So when you run a scan on your code which you are developing using SonarQube, it pushes some metrics to the SonarQube server. So SonarQube is going to analyze your code and provide you a very good metrics of your code quality. It's going to continuously inspect your code. So whenever you push a new code, it's going to run the scanner once again, and then it's going to report all the vulnerabilities or bug or potential issues in your code. And also SonarQube comes with extensive rule set. So a rule is used to analyze your code based on the language you are using for your software development. So for example, if you are using Python code, there are some rules related to Python which are used by SonarQube to analyze your code, and then based on those rules it's going to provide the matrix. You can also add your custom rules in addition to the hundreds of rules which are already available in SonarQube. Now, what are the benefits of using SonarQube? So the most important benefit is it's going to improve the code maintainability of your code. Also, it's going to make your code more secure, and it's going to enhance your code reliability because it's going to detect the code vulnerabilities like security vulnerabilities, issues, and then potential coverage issues. All these issues are detected by SonarQube and reported in its web interface. Also, it have many type of integrations, so it can integrate with GitHub or Azure DevOps or your favorite CI/CD tool, so that it can run the code analysis as soon as you push your code to your favorite repository, right? So it will help you for the whole life cycle of your code development. Now let's see what are the main components of SonarQube, and then we are going to see how we can run the SonarQube on our operating system. So there are two main components of SonarQube. One is called SonarQube Server and other is called SonarQube Scanner. So in this SonarQube server, when you install a SonarQube server, you need to link it with some database. It can be a PostgreSQL database or any other database which it supports. And it also comes with some rules. Now the second important component in SonarQube is the SonarQube scanner. Now let's say you have cloned a repository on your local operating system. Then you also need to install the SonarQube scanner on your local machine, which is going to scan your code, and then it's going to send the analysis via the scanner to the server, right? So SonarQube scanner is going to scan your code, do the code quality analysis, then it's going to prepare the matrix, and then it's going to push all the matrix to the SonarQube server. And how it's going to analyze the code? It's going to analyze the code based on the rules defined in SonarQube server, right? Once the available matrix is pushed to SonarQube server, it saves that matrix into the linked database. So these are few main components of SonarQube. Now let's see how we can install SonarQube. We are going to use the Docker images of SonarQube to run SonarQube on our Linux operating system. But these steps will be valid for any other operating system which supports Docker, for example, Windows or Mac operating system. Let's also go to the main homepage of SonarQube and see what are the offerings it's providing. So it has the community version which you can download it for free, and it supports all these languages, and then it has all these capabilities like detecting bugs and basic vulnerabilities. It also reviews security hotspots, track code smells, and then code quality metrics and history, CI/CD integration, and other plugins are available. So when you use community version, you can use it to learn how SonarQube works. If you want to use the SonarQube developer version, then you can use this version, which comes with more capabilities in addition to the community version. And then you can also use the enterprise or data center edition also, right? So we are going to be using the community edition of SonarQube. So as I said, we are going to use the Docker to install SonarQube. So you can go to the Docker Hub website and then search for SonarQube here, and you will find the official Docker image of the SonarQube here. So you can see this is SonarQube and it's the Docker official image, right? So to get SonarQube using Docker, this is the command for that. So just run this command on your terminal, which is docker pull SonarQube. So let me open the terminal here, and then let me just run this command, which is docker pull SonarQube. And then let me provide my password here, and it's going to pull the latest image for SonarQube. Now I have already pulled this image earlier, so it says image is up to date, but in your case, it's going to download this image, right? So once this SonarQube image is pulled from the Docker repository, the next command is this one. So once you have a SonarQube image, we also need to pull the PostgreSQL image, because we are going to use the PostgreSQL as a database for our SonarQube server. So this is the command for that. So it's going to pull the PostgreSQL image, and it's going to run the PostgreSQL server using all these attributes. So we are going to run this PostgreSQL server with the PostgreSQL user Sonar, PostgreSQL password Sonar, and the PostgreSQL-DB, which will be called SonarQube. So I'm going to put all these commands in the description of this video so you can use them directly on your terminal. So I'm going to just copy this command. So let me just paste this command here and then press enter. So it's going to find the proper library image for PostgreSQL. You can see it's extracting that, and then it's going to run the container. So once PostgreSQL container is running, we can also check this using the docker ps command. So I'm going to just run docker ps here, and you can see PostgreSQL container is running here, right? Let me clear the terminal, and then we are going to run the last command, which is to run the actual SonarQube server with the linked PostgreSQL container which we have created, right? So this is the command for that. As I said, I'm going to paste this code or this command in the description of this video so you can directly use that. We are going to start the SonarQube server on this port, which is 9000. So once that SonarQube server starts, it's going to be available on the port 9000. So I'm going to just paste this command in the terminal and then press enter, and it's going to create this container. Once again, I can run the docker ps command, and you will be able to see that now my SonarQube container is also running, and it's running on port 9000, right? So we have forwarded this port to our local host also. So now we can go to our browser and then we can open SonarQube on the port 9000. So just write localhost colon 9000 here, and you can see the SonarQube web interface is starting. If it doesn't start immediately, that means that you need to wait for some time. So just wait for 1 or 2 minutes and it's going to start automatically. So now you can see the login page for SonarQube. The default login and password for SonarQube is admin and admin, right? So you can just write admin as the username and admin as password. So I'm going to provide admin as password also, and I'm going to press login here, which is going to log me into my SonarQube server. As soon as I log into my SonarQube server, SonarQube is going to ask me to change my password immediately. So I need to provide the old password, which is admin by default. So I'm going to provide that, and then I'm going to provide the new password. Let's say I'm going to provide a new password as admin123, and then confirm this password admin123, and then I'm going to click on update here, which is going to update my password and open this kind of interface. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can link your project which is hosted on Azure DevOps or GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket or Bitbucket server. So whatever DevOps tool you are using, you can create the setup for that, right? But for now, for simplicity, I'm going to set up the local projects. So I'm going to click on this option, which is create a local project. And here, first of all, I need to name my project. I'm going to name my project as sample because I have a repository called sample and I want to create the same project name in the SonarQube. So you also need to provide a project name in the SonarQube. So it's a good idea to name the same name as your repository name in SonarQube also. The project key is sample. You need to provide the unique project key here. So for now, I'm going to leave it as default, which is sample. And the main branch is main in my case because I am hosting this project on the GitHub, which I'm going to clone locally in my local operating system. I'm going to click on next here. Now here I have two options. I'm going to choose the first option, which is use global setting, and then scroll down and I'm going to click on create project here, which is going to create my project. Now it asks me, how do you want to analyze your repository? For that also you can have all these different options. I'm going to choose this option, which is locally, because I also want to show you how Sonar Scanner works, right? And this is possible using the local scanning, right? So I'm going to click on locally here, and then it says token name. I'm going to leave it as default, which is analyze sample. You can also choose the expiration date for your token. I'm going to choose, let's say, no expiration here, and then click on generate, which is going to generate my token, which I'm going to use to scan my code and then push that code to the SonarQube server. Once that's done, you just need to copy this token somewhere and then click on continue. And then you need to decide which type of project you have. So if you have Maven project, you can click on this option. If you have Gradle project, you can click on this option. And then for .NET, you can click on this option. I want to run the code analysis on my Python project. So I'm going to click on this option, which says other JS, TS, Go, Python, PHP. So it includes the Python language also. Now also I need to decide which operating system I'm using. I'm using the Linux operating system, so I'm going to choose Linux. And then here I have the command to run the scanner, right? But first of all, I need to download the scanner. So you can see download and unzip the scanner for Linux. So I'm going to click on this link, which is available here, which is going to redirect me to the download page for the Sonar Scanner CLI. Here I need to choose the Linux 64-bit. So I'm going to select Linux 64-bit here, which is going to download this zip file for Sonar Scanner, right? Now I can just click on this zip file and extract this zip file in the downloads folder itself. And all I need to do is, so let me go to the sonarqube directory, which I have extracted. You can see it have these 4 folders. The configuration is saved in the conf folder. So by default, when you open this configuration file, you can see the default URL here is HTTP localhost port 9000. So we are also running our SonarQube server on port 9000. If you are running your SonarQube server on different URL or port, you need to change this configuration here. In our case, we are good to go because our SonarQube server is running on the port 9000 on localhost. Let me just close this. Now the next important directory here is this bin directory, where our Sonar Scanner binary is available, right? So we are going to use this Sonar Scanner binary in order to run the Sonar Scanner on our code. But till now we don't have our code, right? So let me clone my repository. So I have a GitHub repository where I have the sample repository, and it has a Python script which I want to analyze. So I'm going to just click on code here, and I'm going to clone this repository by just clicking on this copy, and then I'm going to go to the terminal. Let me open the new terminal here, and then I'm going to just write git clone and then whatever I have copied, which is going to clone my repository in my home folder itself. So I'm going to go to the samples directory, which is my GitHub repository, and here you can see I have this Python script, and here now I have to run the scanner command. So go to your localhost 9000 where you have clicked on the installation link for scanner. Just below that you will also find the Sonar Scanner command, which you can run in your project directory. So this is the command which we are going to run in our code directory, right? So let me open this sample directory in Visual Studio Code, for example. And as I mentioned, it has 2 files. One is readme, other is test.py file. Let me open the terminal also, and also let me just paste this command which I have copied, which is for the Sonar Scanner, right? So this is the command. Let me just explain this command a little. So here you can see you can set the project key, which is sample in my case, because I have created the sample project key in SonarQube, right? Now, where do you want to run your code analysis using this scanner? In the current directory. That's why we have provided dot here, right? So you need to run this command in your project directory. The URL is given here, which is localhost 9000, where our SonarQube server is running. Also, we need to provide the dsonar.token, and this is our token which we have created previously. This is the same token, right? So this is the token, this is the URL, and then we have created the project which is called sample, right? Which is this one. So this is what it's showing here in this command, right? So now, because our Sonar scanner resides in the downloads folder, so you have the choice to set the environment variable for this Sonar scanner path in your bashrc. I think you guys can do that, but for simplicity, I'm going to just copy the full path of this Sonar scanner. So right now we will go to the downloads folder and then go to the bin directory, and then I'm going to right click on the Sonar scanner, and then I'm going to copy the full path here for the bin directory where my Sonar scanner resides. And then I'm going to add this path in front of Sonar scanner. So this is the full path of my binary, right? So once you set the path in your bashrc for the Sonar scanner, it's going to run without this long path. But for now, I need to add this path here, right? So let's copy this whole command, and then I'm in my repository directory where my Python script is there, which I want to analyze. So just open the directory in the terminal. You can see sample directory is open, and I'm going to paste this scanner command here and then press enter, which is going to run the scanner in your project directory. You can see it's analyzing the code quality and all the other rules, and then once everything is done, you can see execution is successful here, right? This scanner also create these temporary or hidden files, which is for report task.txt and also the sonar lock, right? So once your code is analyzed, Sonar scanner is going to push the matrix it has collected to the SonarQube server. So let's go to our browser, and here you need to just refresh your browser, and you can see we are still on localhost 9000. And once you click on overview, you will be able to see the overview of your code analysis, right? So as I said, the Sonar scanner has pushed all the metrics to the SonarQube server, and it has saved the matrix in the Postgres database whose container is running, and we can see the result here. Right now my code quality is passed. If your code contains any vulnerability issues or maintainability issues or reliability issues, you're going to see some bugs here, or you will be able to see the code smells here, and then security review and vulnerabilities here. You can see I don't have any code coverage for my project, so I can see zero code coverage. But if your project is covered with some tests, then you will also see the code coverage percentage here for your unit tests, right? You will also see the duplicate blocks here. So on the overview tab, you will be able to see all those. You can also see the issues tab here, where you will see all the issues related to consistency, then all these adaptability and responsibility, software quality, right? You also have the security hotspots. Right now I don't have any. Then you also have the measures, right? So how is the overview of your project? How is the reliability analysis over time, right? So for example, if you are pushing the changes to your repository, right, the scanner is going to scan your code once again, or you need to scan your code once again if you are running the scanner locally, and then it's going to show you the analysis over time, right? You also have the code analysis here. Right now I can see the name of my Python script, and I don't have any bugs here. I have 9 lines of code, and the coverage and everything is available here, right? So over time you will see this matrix will be grown, right? Also at the top you can see the list of all your projects. Right now I only have one project which I have created, which is sample. You also will see the list of all the rules, right? So SonarQube server comes with predefined rules for many languages. For example, Java have 632 rules. We are using Python, so it has 268 rules. You can see, for example, consistency rule or other rules are available. And as I mentioned, you can also add or remove or disable rules from this list, right? So these are the rules against which your code will be analyzed, and it's available here. Okay. You also have the quality profile, and then other things, quality gate, administration, and then more. So this is how you can install and set up SonarQube for your project on your local machine using Docker. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video.